Today, I want to tell you something many people understand too late. You do not need to wait until you are at your limit to breathe. You do not need to explode. You do not need to break. You do not need to reach the end of the day feeling like you cannot take it anymore. Many times, your body starts asking for a pause much earlier. The problem is that we learned to listen only when it screams, when we no longer sleep well, when everything irritates us, when the chest feels heavy, when the mind will not turn off, when something small suddenly feels huge. But before reaching that point, there were almost always signs. Small signs, quiet signs, easy to ignore signs. And this video is here to help you recognize them. Not so you live in fear, but so you can take care of yourself before everything becomes harder. One of the first signs of overload is that everything starts bothering you more than usual. A message, a noise, a question, a small change of plans, someone talking too much. And maybe on the outside you say, it's fine. But inside, you feel like you are about to explode. That does not always mean you are impatient. Sometimes it means your system is carrying too much. When you have been in tension for a long time, anything extra can feel like too much. So instead of judging yourself for feeling irritable, you can ask, what have I been carrying lately? How long have I gone without pausing? What part of me needs rest? Irritation is not always the main problem. Sometimes it is a signal, a way your body says, I need to slow down. Another sign appears when your mind does not stop. You are doing one thing, but inside you are still reviewing something else. You lie down, but your head keeps working. You try to rest, but tasks, conversations, memories, or worries keep appearing. And maybe you think, I am just thinking too much. But sometimes it is not just thinking. Sometimes it is accumulated mental tiredness. The mind starts running when it feels like everything depends on it, as if it has to predict every problem, solve every scenario, control every detail. And that is where a short pause can help. Not because it erases every thought, but because it reminds your mind that it doesn't have to chase all of them. You can notice, I am thinking too much. Breathe and come back to the body. That small return may seem simple, but it can change the way you move through the rest of the day. Sometimes the mind still says, I can keep going. But the body is already saying something else. Tense shoulders, a tight jaw, short breathing, a heavy chest, tiredness that does not fully go away even after sleeping. The body is often more honest than our explanations, because you can convince yourself that everything is fine. You can say it is not a big deal. You can keep showing up, answering, working, solving. But the body carries the cost of always living on alert. And when the body feels heavy, it does not always need more pressure. Sometimes it needs something very basic. Breathing slower, relaxing the shoulders, softening the jaw, feeling your feet on the floor, taking a pause before continuing. Not as a reward, not as a luxury, as care. The problem is that many people only rest when they have no other choice. When the body gets sick, when they explode at someone, when they can no longer sleep, when everything feels too heavy. But rest should not only be a response to collapse. A pause can also be prevention. A 6-minute meditation, 1 breath before answering, a moment without your phone, a short silence, a slow walk, a hand on your chest. You do not need to do something huge to start taking care of yourself. Sometimes the most important thing is interrupting autopilot, stopping before saying something from tension, breathing before making a decision from exhaustion, coming back to yourself before carrying more than you can hold. That is practical calm. Not perfect, not magical, but real. So, if lately everything irritates you more, if your mind will not turn off, if your body feels heavy, if you feel like you are functioning on the outside, but exhausted on the inside, do not ignore it. Do not wait until you break to give yourself permission to breathe. Your body does not need to scream to deserve care. Your tiredness does not need to be extreme to be valid. Your pause does not need to be justified by collapse. You can start before that, with 1 breath, with 6 minutes, with a small pause, with a gentle return to yourself. And maybe that will not solve your whole life in one day, but it can help you live the day with less hardness. Thank you for being here with me today. If this message helped you, stay close to breathe with me. Here, we are not looking for perfection. We are looking for practical calm.
You do not
1 breath to come back to yourself.
You do not need to reach the end